Hey, good morning, traders. Today we're going to look at Chipotle Mexican Grill. Ticker symbol is CMG. And I'm seeing some interesting things in the charts, and I want to put this on your radar because they just came out with earnings and they basically missed on the revenue by about 1.5%, and then been made or surprised by about 1% on the earnings. So they did okay, but the stock absolutely cratered. Guidance wasn't all that good. And I wanted to start on the weekly chart because if we do that, we can see using the COVID low trend line dated back to March of 2020, you can see kind of what happens here. So we have these kind of touches or pseudo touches with a couple kisses. Depends on where you draw the trend line. If I were to draw the trend line, let me go here and show you. If we make it go all the way through and touch these various points. We have 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, 6 touches, and 7 touches. And you can see we're actually breaking through it right now. If you give it a little bit more room and you draw it on the absolute lows, pivot lows, which is this one, we still have a little room to the downside here before it truly does break this trend line. So again, depending on how you draw your trend lines, this would give it a little bit more room. And as you can see by the context of this parallel, you can see we have 2 touches up top, we have 2 touches on the bottom, and then here we made it through the median line and then over through it, and here we're coming back in. So this, suffice to say, this is an absolutely pivotal level. It needs to hold here or Chipotle is going much, much lower. How much lower could it go? Well, I want to take it and I'm going to redraw this trend line here, and we're going to pretend that that's going to be the area. We're going to get all these touch points. So what I could see it doing is actually coming in and getting a bounce before it drops, because earnings have already happened. That was a catalyst. But I could see it likely doing something like this, getting to this kind of shelf top high right here, coming down. Okay, let's pretend in this scenario we've already broken this line. So I could see it doing something like this pretty easily, going like this, coming back up for a retest, and then making its move down. So this would be my primary pathing for Chipotle. And then your next question might be, well, where's it going to get support next? So there's going to be a couple levels. That's going to be level number 2, and then this will be level number 3. Yeah, so that's kind of how I see it. And depending on, the severity, what happens if the market really corrects, this thing, might pass this first level and just come down and establish the low here. And then where are some other areas of support? Well, I think you can clearly look at this median or the center line of this area here, as well as here, down basically right here. So those would be, if you look at the accumulate Chipotle, these would be the areas in which I would consider playing it. Now, I would only do this one here if it came right into it without a bounce, right? Because that's important. You'd have 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe 4 days today, 5 days, 6 days. If you could get a 7-day time count into this area right there, that would be a good swing to play for this bounce, which gets you probably about 10%. And then more, obviously, if you're playing options. But I wouldn't start picking this up as a swing trade. Or that would be kind of like a swing / day trade, depending on how that played out. But a real aggressive long-term position swing trade, I wouldn't start playing it until probably this level here, about 40 is kind of probably right past 40. But then you got to be prepared to start your first area of entry, second, third, and fourth. You got to really be prepared to dollar cost average in this thing, because it can go a lot lower. It can go much, much lower if it breaks this parallel, especially if we get confirmation on the parallel. Here's kind of where it can go. So if you clone the parallel, throw it on here, median line of this parallel would be right here. And so that would align well. That'd give you a multi-factor support, and then you'd have the bottom end of the range, depending on when it got there. That would be super, super low. They're talking about new lows. So I don't think it's quite that bad for Chipotle yet. But look at the weekly sell volume, right? And let's look at the RSI. So, yeah. So, we're coming back down on the weekly. Again, we're looking from a weekly context here. If we go to the daily, let me pull this off real quick. And let's look at this real quick. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so check this out. You know, depending on how it got into this little level right here, that looks like it would be a little bit longer. But what I'd be looking for is look how steep this move was and how severe it was with only, you know, 1, 2, 3 green days, just small bounces. So if it comes into the bottom of this parallel, you know, over the next few days, this would be a good play right here for a swing basis, 43. In fact, I'm going to set my alert. 1, 2, 3. That'd be 7. Yeah, I'm going to put it right at there. Because I do like this area. I'm going to move it up a little bit so I can see it coming in. If it comes straight down without any bounces, I think we do get this bounce. You get this retest up here somewhere in the 47, 48 range. So that would be a pretty good way to play a quick, you know, quick swing trade. But yeah, those are my levels. And you can see RSI is down at the bottom, potentially curling up. So that's kind of how I see Chipotle. Again, no financial advice ever given on this channel. It's always for educational purposes and to show you guys what I'm doing with my personal portfolio and how I see the charts. So if you like this video analysis, please do give me a thumbs up, like the channel, subscribe. You'll get these alerts in real time. Tick that little bell. And guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.